Beatles! Here are the Beatles!
We're on location with the Beatles, and they're here to tell us about an exciting new movie. Say hi, fellas.
Hi, everybody. This is John here. This is Paul, George,
and Ringo.
And we're very happy to be on your program once again.
Tell us where we're talking from this time.
We're just talking on the set of the film we just finished in Nassau, Bahamas.
Help! 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 Help!
John, where did this title come from, Help?
I've been commissioned to write a song for the movie.
I know that we were searching around for a title, and that was always a kind of crucial thing.
It was just me singing Help, and I meant it, you know. The lyric is good now as it was then. It's no different, you know. And it makes me feel secure to know that I was that sensible or whatever, you know. That not sensible, but aware of myself then.
John got the idea, I think, for the title Help. And I think from things he said later, I think it was a bit his state of mind. You know, he was feeling a bit constricted by the whole Beatle thing.
The swings in emotion from ecstatic highs to suicidal depressions are actually physically and mentally wearing, and I've always had it all my life.
He never said that when he wrote it. He said it retrospectively. That was how he was feeling, and that's why he wrote that. But he was kind of plump and you know, he had his... I think he just didn't feel right, you know.
I mean, I go into these troughs every few years. It was less noticeable in the Beatles because the Beatles' image and thing would carry you through it, you know. I mean, I was in the middle of a trough in Help, you know, but you can't see it really. I mean, I'm singing Help for a kick-off, you know, but it was less noticeable because you're protected by the image of the power of the Beatles.
Why did you have so much trouble with the title, Paul? I know you had a different title first. What finally made Help the final title?
Because it was about the best, I'd say. Just sounds right, you know, that's why. You know, Help, there you are. It fits the story because, you see, people are trying to get us all through it, you see, and so we need a bit of help, you see. Help. That's right.
We'd done the Hard Day's Night film, which was great, and Dick Lester had done this kind of slightly artsy black and white thing that I think we'd all loved. So the next thing was, okay, well, what do we do now? Well, maybe a colour film.
It's just so natural and still the same as they was before they was.
I think the relationship of the working class boys making it was something that we wanted to have some fun with. So we invented the house, which was an ordinary group of terrace houses from the outside. And the inside was a total lunacy of one room with grass in it and one with a pit for a bed. We wanted that sense of the public thinking, oh, they're just these good working class Liverpool lads trying to earn a living.
This second picture, John, how does it differ from the first one you made?
Well, it's in colour for a start, and I don't know, there's a lot more happening in this. There's a story, you see. In the last one, it was just sort of documentary, but this is a real film almost.
So then things went a little bit awry, I think, because what happened then was we started saying, well, we've never been to the Bahamas. Could you write that in?
Beep, beep. Okay, who let it out?
Oh, dear, no. We're not going there. We just put it round, we're going there. We're not going there. We just put it round, we're going there. Just so everybody would think we were going there.
I'd like to go there.
You wouldn't like it.
Where are we going then?
Never you mind. Hello.
Who's the best actor? I think Ringo is. Ringo.
I think you are.
Oh, no, I think you
No,
are.
you are.
No, it's you. Okay, so put those lights on. We hide it from... Oh.
No, we... Marion?
Yeah. We hide it.
We don't see it really. It goes
You
to
put the bullet in the furnace.
That's the best thing they've ever
Got that? That's great, man.
Yeah, fabulous.
It's fab. That's marvellous. Well, that's mine. That's mine. It's fab, that. It's great. You got one for me?
I wish we had one.
Do you have any different problems in this one, George, other than in A Hard Day's Night?
A couple of more problems. A couple of more, yes. Because for a start we had a big idol and lots of things, lots of trick things, you see. Whereas we didn't have any trick things in the last film, did we, John?
No, we didn't, George. We didn't have any tricks.
George, how do you go with this movie-making career, and how do you take to this business of making movies, getting up early in the morning, getting the makeup and so forth?
That's a bit of a drag, getting up in the morning, but apart from that, and the waiting round, it's great fun. We have a great laugh, don't we, fellas?
What happened to you in this picture, Ringo?
I'm chased by a gang of thugs all the way through it, actually.
Yeah, they seem to be chasing Ringo, and there's two leading scientists who hope to rule the world. And an Eastern beauty saves our lives from time to time, it says here.
Now, you're kind of veteran movie stars at this point. Do you like this business of making movies, Paul? Is it difficult for you?
I think all of us really enjoy it. It's something different, you know, and we've all forgotten about how difficult it was or how hard it was sort of standing around the set all day. You forget about things like that. And it's just nice to be sort of doing something like a film, which is a completely new thing for us, really. You know, we've only ever done one before this one. But doing tours and things, you know, that's always more hectic. But it's still good. It's good in a different way. You know, like making films is good and making records is good, but in different ways.
And, John, this movie brings us more great songs from the Beatles, too.
Oh, well. There's about 7, not sure. And Paul and I wrote 11, and we chose 7 out of the 11.
You know, if you listen to, like, Hey, You Gotta Hide Your Love Away, that's John doing Dylan.
And this one's called, Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, I liked it because it was slightly a new sound at the time. I used to like guitars, you know. I don't want anything else on the album with guitars and jangling piano or whatever. And it's all happening. It's a heavy record, you know.
I don't know that Yesterday's the best thing I ever wrote. It was the flukiest thing I ever wrote. Because it was a dream, and I just woke up and I had the melody in my head.
And I didn't have any words, so I called it Scrambled Eggs.
And I just woke up one morning with this tune in my head. And I thought, I don't know this tune, or do I? It's like an old jazz tune or something, and because my dad used to know a lot of old jazz stuff. Kind of just remembered it, made sure I remembered it. And then I just hawked it round to all my friends and stuff and said, what's this? You know, it's got to be something. It's like a good little tune, you know, and I couldn't have written it because I just dreamed it, you know. You don't get that lucky.
And it wasn't until he got the lyric together that he decided to record it. And he said, how should we do it? I said, well, it's a lovely song, super song. I can't really see what Ringo can do on it. I can't really see what heavy electric guitars they're going to do on it. Why don't you just go down there and sing it to me with the guitar, and we'll decide what to do with it then.
And so when I brought it in, it was just me, solo guitar, and that was it. And the guys just said, well, we can't put a drums on that, you know, it doesn't need it. And the one guitar is doing enough. But it was a little bit embarrassing, so embarrassing that we elected not to do it as a single in Britain, but they insisted in America, so I think it was a single in America.
And it was good, actually, because all the others, the guys, I looked at them like, oops, I mean, you know, solo record. And they said, yeah, you know, it doesn't matter, there's nothing we could add to it, so do it. You know.
Richard Lester, born in Philadelphia, USA, now resident in England, director of the Beatles films A Hard Day's Night and Help. A conspicuous filmmaker, certainly. Some would say one of the 4 most influential living movie makers at work today.
I think it would have been ridiculous to ask the Beatles to be the 4 Musketeers in their first film. That produced the problem of what do you do with the second film, because you've made a documentary, a pseudo-documentary on the working lives of 4 people who must play themselves. So you have to invent, make them passive recipients of a plot, a fantasy, leading John Lennon to say, I'm only an extra in my own film. Tension was showing.
Well, because it was 1965. The movie was out of our control. Hard Day's Night, we pretty much had a lot of input into, and it was semi-realistic. But Help, Dick didn't tell us what it was about, and I realized looking back how advanced it was in a way. It was a precursor to the Batman Pow Wow series on TV and that kind of stuff. Right. But he never explained it to us, and partly maybe because we hadn't spent a lot of time together from Hard Day's Night into Help.
This is the famous Beatles.
So this is the famous Scotland Yard, eh?
And how long do you think you'll last?
Can't say fairer than that. Great train robbery, eh? How's that going?
You don't believe us, do you?
Chief Superintendent?
The script, which I had a look at this morning, looks a little eccentric. The aim of the operation, presumably, is to get a different sort of film from Hard Day's Night.
Yeah, and we've done it, haven't we?
Well, by the look of the set you have, sitting on the beach in holes in the sand, a lot of people in khaki uniforms, red sashes and red turbans. Some of them are carrying guns and some of them are carrying shovels. Over by the water's edge, Leo McKern, the British actor, standing looking like a Polynesian high priest. And the whole scene is pretty wild.
Someone would just leap across with a piece of paper saying, sign this. And we don't mind signing things, you know, as a rule, unless we're getting very tired of that. But if it ruins a shot and we have to start all over again, then I think it's a bit much.
I think when I last saw you, at least when I left you in December, there were no songs written at all. Is that right?
Yeah, we just sort of did a couple a week, and I wrote a couple on holiday. I think John wrote a couple on holiday too. And we did a lot together. We've done 11 of them, but there are still one or two that we haven't done, actually.
I think it's widely known now that a lot of the songs which bear both your names were in fact written by one or other of you on your own and then arranged jointly later. Of the songs for the film, are several of them single efforts? I mean, have you written them alone, or are they joint endeavours this time?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of single efforts and a couple of joint. What we normally do, though, even if I go away and write a song, I mean, normally the reason I write it is on my own, or John writes it on his own, is because it's daft just sitting around waiting for the other one to come up and finish the song off. If you happen to be on your own, you might as well finish it off yourself, you know, because we don't have words and music, as you well know. But so what normally does happen is that if I get stuck on a middle eight or the middle bit of a song, I'll give in, you know, knowing that John will, when I see him, he'll sort of finish it off for me, and it'll be a 50-50 thing. That's what happens with a lot of them.
Why were the Beatles of such interest to the high priest of the terrible goddess of Kaili?
Help!
Why was Ringo pursued to the ends of the earth by a group of Eastern thugs?
Help! Help!
And why was Paul threatened by a BEETLE? Help! Oh, stop worrying.
You want to chuck one in? Get on.
Did some scenes, the scenes that were in Buckingham Palace in Help, we were doing that scene for days.
Very light-hearted.
Discarding it.
Like an old boot.
Is that even a backward glance?
They're talking about your finger, you know.
It just went on forever, you know, when we were just in stitches, just in hysterics, laughing and...
You're gonna cut her, aren't you?
No, I'm not gonna cut, and let that be an end to it. End to it!
This wing of the palace, it's haunted.
We pushed Dick Lester, I think, to the limit of his... because he was very, very easygoing. He was a good, you know, pleasure to work with.
When you're writing a song for the picture, do you write it for a particular scene?
What happens is that we just shove them in anywhere. Yeah, we just write the songs first and then just shove them in anywhere, as George said.
I enjoyed filming it. You know, I'm sort of satisfied but not smug about it, you know. It'll do. We couldn't do it any better than that because we're not capable enough actors to make it any better than that.
This is what we had. This is what they were at that time, and, you know, you play the cards you're given.
Sounds like fun. I want to thank all you boys for talking with us today. Good luck to John, Paul, George, and Ringo. We're all looking forward to seeing you in your second motion picture, Help.
This is Paul McCartney saying thank you very much. We hope you enjoy our film, and it's been nice being on your show.
This is John Lennon saying thanks for everything, enjoy being on your show.
This is Ringo saying thanks for everything. Hope you enjoy the film and the songs from the film, and We hope to see you all when we come to the States.
And this is George saying goodbye to everybody who's been listening, and also to you for having us on your programme. Thank you very much, sir. Goodbye.
But now my life has changed in oh so many ways. For what Papaluma, Berlin Bamboo.